What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is your boy, Long-Term Gamer, a.k.a. Darth Trago, a.k.a. the Darth One. And with me, as always, is my brother from another, Mr. Redacted, Mr. Dave Smith. And we also have a brand new member joining us for the very first time today. This is the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, that mighty G. Gentlemen, how you guys doing today?
Yo, what up? I appreciate it. It's definitely an honor to be a part of this podcast. And it's been a long time since I've streamed. So for those of you that are watching off of Twitch right now, it has been 2 months, a little over 2 months. And good buddy Dave, who is up at the top left. I've known him for a while. LT, I think I've known you just for like a brief period of time. Haven't seen you as much because, we all got work lives and stuff like that. So, but no. Dave got me the opportunity to join the podcast and fill in a spot, and I'm more than honored. So, I love gaming. So,
for those people that don't know, our previous member, SK Mohawkins, he unfortunately had to depart due to personal reasons. So, very sad to see him go, but also gave Mighty a opportunity to be able to join the podcast and to grow with us as we grow with you guys. So as always, welcome. And for that, again, like I said, when I put a post in the Facebook, it's been a couple weeks. It's been quite a few weeks. We didn't want to exactly stream right after Thanksgiving, and then unfortunately, a couple LT and SK at the time ended up getting sick, so nothing we could do. And then yesterday, LT's kid ended up going to the hospital, so we wanted to make sure that he was okay before we did anything. So we decided to postpone until today.
Hey man, family's family, bro.
Yeah, family's family. You got to make sure that they're doing okay before
referencing back to SK. No, I did not boot him out.
No,
he
left on his own accord.
Yes, he has some other personal business he attended to, and I just filled in the spot. I am not filling in the shoes. I'm not replacing him.
Right. SK is always more than welcome to come back. You know what I'm saying? It's not like,
there's going to be four of us.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I am just the new guy. I did not replace him. I did not boot him out. I am just the guy that filled in the spot because I was given the opportunity and I did not want to pass it down. So
there you go.
Right. So, but with that being said, we are here now. We are going to go back to being regular again on Thursdays at 7. So we just want to make sure that we at least make up for the time that's been lost.
Let's clarify. 7 their time, 8:00 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody, it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time USA. So if you are Eastern side, it'll obviously be 8:00 for you guys.
There you go.
Your Western side, 6:00. You do just incorporate your time.
Is it 6? I thought it was 5.
Yeah, it could be 6 or like 5:30. Because I got a buddy of mine that lives in Dave, don't you have someone that in California that
I got quite a few friends that live.
Yeah, it would be like 5:00 for them right now.
Yeah, it'd be 5.
Something like that.
Lucky bastards.
Right.
But no, it'd be 4 there because we're 2 hours ahead of them, and then there's 3 hours above Eastern. So yeah, lucky bastards. They got more time than we do. But to jump right into the topics, we did want to. It's like I said, it's been a couple weeks, so it's kind of hard to jump on things right as they happen. We did want to talk about the Bungie 30th event. We also did want to talk about the Warzone map update that has caused a lot of controversy. And then we did want to talk about Elon Musk because he had just come out and said that college is a joke, basically. And then he also did talk about gaming and how he kind of started. And then to end the podcast, we're going to talk about VR gaming, which we have talked about before on the podcast. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take that concept and we're going to elaborate more on it. Yeah. So to start with the first podcast, Bungie 30th event. Destiny as always, because we're massive Destiny players. Mighty had just started yesterday, so he's a little green to it yet.
I literally was just born.
Wet behind the ears.
He was yeah, he's green all behind the ears.
You want to chat? You want to know what I'm more interested in? Here it is, baby.
Apex.
This is where it's at. All right.
I
love you.
I've tried, can't do it.
Yeah, I'm an Apex guy. But anyways, so Destiny. So this is gonna be your guys' part. I'm gonna be tuning in. I'm honestly just looking on a website right now, just kind of get updated on this 30th anniversary. But of course, you guys have been playing this, I think, like since what, day one or something like that? Since
day one, D1,
yeah.
baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Day one, D1.
This is day one for me.
So, yeah, this is day one for you, but
like what, 8 years?
Holy shit!
8 years
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yes,
almost 8 years.
Fan.
We've been
I'm
playing Destiny.
Player, so.
It's been a wild ride, man. It's been wild, and to kind of look back on with the 30th event, with the 30th anniversary, what they've kind of done is they've taken their Halo concept for like the battle rifle and the Magnum, and they brought it into Destiny now. So it's really crazy because it's never been done before. They kind of did like a half-ass kind of crossover event, and it's nuts. And we've been asking for Hive armor, and we finally got that now. And
hey, real quick,
my
Dave,
god!
Anybody in chat right now on Twitch, if you want to get a link to seeing them on YouTube, ! NXT. All right, ! NXT, and it'll take you right to it. All right, you guys are good.
Like I said, dude, it's been wild, man. Like, I mean, for me, definitely one of the highlights for me, Gallahorn. I'm sorry.
Gallahorn came back, yeah.
Oh my god, like, dude, it's just,
it's as good as we remember.
Man, it is amazing. Like, I'm so tempted to spend $160 to get the Nerf Gallahorn.
Did you just say $160, bro?
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. Us Destiny players, we go hard when it comes to Destiny.
Man, we go hard.
You know what I
like? You think that Call of Duty players, like you think Call of Duty players go hard? You haven't even seen the Destiny community when it comes to memorabilia, man. Like we'll spend thousands of dollars on memorabilia.
I literally just want to hang it up on my wall, like behind my head, and just be like this. Like,
I mean, hey, if you look at the backsplash for me, man, I got like,
Pokemon's your thing, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I got Apex, all that stuff back there. And,
so like, because memorabilia.
I know it's like when you want to buy out, or you'll drop. Yeah, so I guess that's fair enough. I've dropped that Dragonite back there is $80. So
right. So I mean,
just $80.
Yeah, here.
Talk about $80. What is $80? Nothing.
$80 is nothing.
Nothing, bro, for a stuffed animal, man.
Hey, that is nothing.
But
$80. What?
But when it comes down to it, man, like it's crazy because we get a whole new dungeon, we get a brand new armor set, plus on top of that, we get Halo themed weapons. Like,
hey, Dave.
Yeah,
you'll like this. Funko Pop Dragonite.
All right.
Sorry, guys, I had to show that.
But it's crazy because, like I've said before, Halo being brought into Destiny. Now, it's not technically Halo just because they never elaborated on it being Halo, but it is themed weaponry.
Look at the weapons, yeah. Like,
right. So
you have to look at those
because Bungie doesn't own Halo anymore. It's all 343.
So my question would be: is Destiny? What is a Destiny mix of? So like for instance, the game Valorant.
It's basically a better version of Halo, and I know I'm gonna get hate on for it, but it literally is a better version of Halo. It's everything Halo should have been.
Halo, yeah, that's like Halo should have been like this.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here and say Master Chief should be, turning, what I'm saying, into like flames and shooting a golden gun from his hip.
I can actually, even though it's day one for me of playing, I could actually agree on that because of how much you can customize your character and how much like, how you want to say, interaction is with the game. Like when you're playing a Halo campaign, you just go through the storyline. You don't swap your armors. It's just you are your character. You just swap your weapons. And then that's the thing too is weapons, like, how do you want to say it?
But
they're not customizable. It looks like just like futuristic military weapons. When you look at Destiny, it's like Halo, but like into 3000 year. Like something like AIs came down and was like, here, it like a needler. There we go. If you want to put a concept,
a needler.
Yeah, the needler is like the most futuristic weapon looking of that game. When in Destiny,
if we going back to like Halo, like the original, like Halo 1, then like back then. But you know what I'm saying, Halo Infinite now, they
and I did want to touch base on that because with saying that Destiny is what Halo should have been. Halo Infinite in the campaign has kind of opened that up a little bit because they do have kind of a more of an open world concept. But in now I think 343 is looking at Destiny and they're thinking, it's not that bad of an idea. So they kind of made Halo Infinite that way, which isn't bad, but the problem is that they're kind of behind the ball on that because now with the Halo with the 30th anniversary event, Destiny has kind of taken the Halo concept of the weaponry and brought it into their game. Now, I can't say that I necessarily agree with how they did it, but I'm just happy that it's there because they made the Magnum into an exotic, which takes special ammo, which I'm not happy with. Then the battle rifle being an energy weapon, I don't think so. So
it should have been a kinetic, and
it should have been kinetic. So and for people that don't know, energy weapons are kind of like the weapons that fire a certain element of whatever they show, and then kinetic is literally just bullets. So they should have made it just like that. The same thing with Magnum. I don't think that they should have made that exotic. I think they should have just made it a sidearm and called it good. But it's a different concept. And for Destiny, I think that it was a cool idea. Now, what would have been really cool, and I know I'm going to kind of go off on the limb and say this, they should have kind of done like a Master Chief type of situation when it comes down to the ornaments. Like, I know that would have been stretching it, but like doing something along the lines of doing that.
I mean,
I just don't know how they would have done that for like warlocks and hunters.
I gotta say, when it comes to the Halo and Destiny, to kind of go back a little bit on the topic, I'm not bashing Halo because I grew up around Halo. I'm sure all of us grew up around Halo.
We all grew up around
the campaign, staying up late at night with freaking pack of Mountain Dew, Doritos, the whole shebang.
Yep.
Halo is an awesome game, but coming into Destiny, even in just day one, I'm already hooked. Like, as if someone's like, hey, man, would you rather play Halo or Destiny? Destiny. I'm not bashing Halo. I just think they should take Halo's tournament concept and bring it into Destiny. Because there's still Halo tournaments that people are making. I'm all about the competitor. As you guys chat, as you guys know, I'm all about competition. Like that's what gets me into a game is Destiny has little tournaments, but then Halo has big tournaments, but then I'm not much of a fan of Halo. So it's like contradicting that they should take.
See, the problem with that is if we're going to go down that route in this conversation for a second, if they're going to do that, they would have to do the same thing that Halo does, is separate the multiplayer from the campaign and the PvE aspect, which they have never done. And I feel like that would separate the customer base, which would really suck. For Destiny, that would really suck because Destiny has gone through has gone through their lulls. They've gone through their issues.
Oh yeah.
And
most definitely.
They've gone through their periods where their player count has plummeted. So could we see something like that? Is that possible? Sure, but it's not plausible because with how Destiny is set up, it's perfect. And I understand what you're saying when it comes to PvP and with Crucible, but I just think that it would really separate the customers and it just would not. I don't think it would go well. I do agree that they should definitely do some tournament type stuff, but I don't think that I don't think that they should.
I think if Destiny brings in a competition side to its game, you're going to get a lot more players that might actually get more into it and then want to grind the game to get like the best weapons, the best armor, all that stuff.
That's what they already had it because
they kind of already do that.
Yeah, because each mode, each thing brings its own definition. Like so, like right now they have. That was the thing last week. They had Iron Banner.
They had Iron Banner. This weekend was Trials of Osiris. Right. So they have their competition stuff.
Different things that generate different rewards.
Right, so, but I think what he's touching base on is something like the paid tournaments, which I can understand, and I do believe that they should have paid tournaments because you can set up a private match. What the fuck? They can set up the private matches, which they can do tournaments in. So I wish that they would do something like that, and because if they did, I feel like it would kind of bring more players into Destiny. But the problem with that is that it's not like Halo. It's not like Call of Duty. It's not like Apex, where the weapons that you have are the weapons that you have. For Destiny, you have to grind the PvE content in order to get certain weapons. So that would so you would automatically be at a loss if one person has a better weapon than you, and you now have to go into a PvE setting to get that weapon.
Do you think that's the reason why they maybe didn't add in that tournament aspect, like that big tournament aspect, is because of that?
It's a possibility because look at it like this, right? Say we go into like kind of like a ranked match, like Iron Banner, for example, and you go against somebody who has what's right now the best exotic. Dave,
Ace of Spades,
or Jotun,
yeah. So like Ace of Spades, you could only get after Forsaken, which you can't get it that way anymore. You have to do raids and you have to do all this other shit. So like,
so let's say you a new person and you like, okay, hey, I'm about to get into this, right? That right there is level based, so you are at a huge disadvantage.
That's another thing. With how Halo and all the competitive FPS games is that your rank means absolutely nothing to the gameplay, whereas with competitive shooter, with the competitive shooter aspect of Destiny, with Iron Banner and Trials of Osiris, is that your power level matters.
Right.
Because with you being at 1100 and me being at 1350, I would wreck the shit out of you.
Like if you went into a match with the two of us and we facing a team full of
1100
players, we getting handled. Period.
Yeah,
because they gonna automatically say, okay, this is the weakest guy. We gonna go after him.
That whole like level aspect that makes a huge point too. Is like when you talk about like Apex, because I like. Guys, I'm gonna bring up Apex no matter like what, because it's a lot. It's easy.
Well, it's a competitive shooter, and if this is the conversation we're gonna go down, that makes sense.
Are in Predator lobbies, Apex Predator lobbies, and you could take the #1 Predator in the world, which I can't say right now because I don't know who exactly it is. But then you could take like I'm gonna reference a very respectable competitor, NRG Rogue. I think he's like 60th in Pred. He could easily take out #1. So like. Just like with Destiny, like, the armor matters, but if you set aside the armor, a huge skill set comes into play. To where if you
gun game is massive.
Yeah.
So like, because that's another thing is that with Halo, you have vehicles in the bigger matches, but when you are going like let's just say a 6v6, there's no supers, there's no nothing. It's just gunplay. So if you take gunplay and then put it with supers, because there's a lot of one-shot supers, man. Like they're like it's insane. And then you take roaming supers and stuff like that. So you're at a massive disadvantage.
Golden Gun, freaking the Arc Blast from a Warlock. And like, what's your favorite with a Titan?
What?
And what's your favorite Titan move, sir?
Yeah.
Shadow Dive? Like, well, not Shadow Dive, but the a little Thunder Crash.
Thunder Crash, yeah. So like you're already at a massive disadvantage if you cast your super. So like that's the biggest problem with Destiny and competitive matches is that you can't there's really no way to set it up unless you're doing a private match and you're privately doing it. So, because you'll never see a CD, like a type of CDL type of situation when it comes to Destiny, which really sucks. Because if that was going to be the case, I would play PvP on the regular. But because I don't, and because there is no CDL type situation, you'll probably never see me play PvP as much as they do, like massive PvP players. And I will say that there are really good PvP players, like rank 1, rank 2. Like there are ranked players in PvP, but you'll never see a competitive match like that, which is unfortunate because I do believe that they need that, but it's very unfortunate that they don't. But with the 30th event,
I was just about to say, yeah. So with the 30th, how does that change the game? What's to expect? If you've been playing it long time, or like someone like me, you're coming into it. What does the 30th do for newcomers, and what does it do for veterans of the game?
See, that's the problem.
So I'm gonna let you take that one, Dave.
That's the problem.
Does it do nothing, or does it be like, hey, this is gonna change everything?
So what Bungie likes to do is they like to put everything behind a paywall. So if you want to play Trials of Osiris, you have to have the newest expansion. If you want to do from end to end the 30th anniversary event, you want to get everything, you got to pay $25 like that. So they like to do that paywall stuff. So like that's what's really bad about Destiny is everything is behind a paywall. So just like when I was helping Mighty with doing everything, he's at a massive disadvantage because he doesn't have all the DLCs. That's the biggest thing.
I guess it has to come down to, like, when it comes down to it, it's like, I'm an Apex player, you guys are Destiny, you guys are more of Call of Duty, so it's like that type of deal where you guys are willing to drop $160 for a Destiny mod. I'd be willing to drop $160 on an Apex mod. So
we will not disclose how much we've actually put down.
It pretty much all depends on like what games you like. I'm getting into Destiny, but when it comes down to it, Monday through Friday on an average day, you're gonna find me in an Apex lobby. But like, I'll join in on Destiny if I know there's gonna be like cool updates or something like that. That maybe like I'm stuck right now as a newbie. But say a new update comes out and it might help me boost myself a little bit so I can get a little bit more of an advantage, I'll be on it. So that's why I was asking, like, with the 30th, is this really going to help me, or do I just have to keep grinding?
I mean, it's a grind. I mean, it's you know what I'm saying. It's not going to jump you from 11 to 13. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could do it in a day, but
I mean, you could, but you know what I'm saying. If you expect to do it in like an hour or
24-hour stream chat.
You know,
you could definitely do it in a 24-hour stream, but you just have to know how to do it, and plus on top of that, you have to know.
So Dave and LT are going to carry me, all right?
Yeah, that's pretty much where it's going to be at this very moment.
We'll sit back and just relax.
Yeah, it does kind of suck because the 30th is at a behind a paywall, but the really good thing is that everyone has access to the new dungeon, everyone has access to the new armor set, but nobody has. Unless you pay for the 30th, you do not have access to Gallahorn.
So would it be safe?
I don't think you have it to either one of them.
Would it be safe to say that with behind a paywall, to where pretty much you have to pay to win or pay to progress, would it be safe to say that if you are interested in the game, it's worth the money?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I've put close to 200. I put close to 2,000 hours into it.
Damn it!
Or hour log, yeah.
Because I have over 540 on Steam, and I have probably close to 1,300 on Xbox. So like, I have a lot of hours when it comes to Destiny, and I know people have more.
And that's the same thing with like me. I don't have that much hours in Apex, but I'm not a day one Apex player, and I'm playing it on a daily basis. So it would come down to like, if it's your game, you're gonna put in the hours.
Oh yeah.
If it's like a game like me where like Destiny's just becoming new, I'm gonna slowly get in. But then as soon as I get my groove in there, then I'm gonna be putting.
And that's how I would do it, because when I first got into Destiny, I
That's how it
grinded this
should be for any new player. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not, especially with you just coming in. It will be understandable. Like I said, if you started, D2 from day one of D2, a little different. But with you just coming in now, when we didn't we in what season 15, I think. Is it 15?
Season 15?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Now is that off of Destiny, the first game?
No.
Destiny
2 is a separate thing.
So you got 15 seasons in Destiny 2?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been out for 4 years, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is absolutely
So, you know what I'm saying, with you coming in at the tail end, basically, you know what I'm saying? It is one of those things where, you know what I'm saying, you get your feet wet. You have to get your feet wet and make sure that it is something that you can see yourself playing.
But the really good thing with people that are coming in now, compared to when we played, you have so much content. Like, you have so much content.
I was researching that today on just how much things that you just have to acquire, how much things that are out there to do. And that would kind of lead to where, what would you guys say if a new person is starting, not just me, but if a new person is starting, how long should you put in to give the game a chance? Like if someone's like
how many hours?
I would say
at least a month.
Minimum. A month.
I would say if we're gonna go off of just time, I would say probably a month, because I was explaining to you, Mighty, earlier, there's so much to learn in Destiny.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, so many people quit before they even get started because they look at everything and they say,
"This is too much."
Shit, this is too much.
So much. Well, if you look at it this way, though. I'm gonna bring up this other game. Look at Minecraft. Look at how much you have to. I'm not even a Minecraft guy. I've just seen videos enough to be like, that's too much. I'm not going to do that. You have to keep track of your supplies.
I guess you can kind of. I guess you can kind of compare the two.
It's somewhat that concept where there's so much you have to just be aware of that. If you're missing one aspect that could get you the edge, but you just don't know about it. It's awesome too that I'm pairing up with you guys, because you guys are obviously veterans of the game. But if I'm coming in by myself, I'm that one guy where I'm running blind, where I'm just gonna run where the bad guys are, rather than being like, hey, that's the armor I need type of thing.
We've already had the conversation where I really feel bad for single players. I really do, who don't have a clan, who don't have friends who play, because they're, like you said, they're going in blind. They have absolutely no idea what's going on. They watched a streamer play it. They said, "Yeah, that's kind of cool," and then they jumped into it.
That's the thing too, is you gotta I would tell anybody that's new to watching, especially with streamers. I watch all pros play Apex. I watch all pros play Call of Duty, and they make it look so easy. But what I'm forgetting is that they have thousands of hours in these games, and
they're better.
100. So I get into the game and I'm dying 24/7. They get in the game and they shoot somebody with a gun that's trash, but they wipe out an entire team, and I'm over here where's this?
Because but you got to factor in the mod. But you got to factor in, like you said, the time, the preparation,
the
mods, all that. So
because me and my buddy Nick, there was someone that we played against who's trying to show up on it, right? They didn't want us to use any exotics, no good gear. So what they made us do was put on white gear all across the board, the worst gear that you can possibly get in the game.
I was there.
Yep.
I mean, that's one way to even up the playing field for player skill.
Exactly.
And that's what it was.
And they said, I guarantee you will not win a match. We won both matches against them, and
if you know how to use
them against us,
if you know how to use your hunter to your complete advantage, know when to use the ability, know when to throw, know when to use your supercharge, all that stuff. If you have the base armor and base weapons, that really truly showcases your skill set as a hunter, a mage, and then as a Titan.
So warlock, and
warlock. There we go.
Because that's the thing, is that that's not me trying to showboat. That's not me trying to, because I'm trash at PvP compared to a lot of other people. I really am trash when it comes to PvP compared to a lot of other people. But if someone tells me that they're gonna beat me, I'm gonna do my best. So that just shows that experience.
Man, that's just the competitor's edge, man. That's always going to be on everybody.
We can't help it. That's just, I mean, if we get challenged, we gonna accept it, whether or not we win, lose, or
like if you guys put on if you gave me your armor and you guys put on all white armor and told me like, hey, I bet you both of us can beat you, I'd be like, bet. I'll take your armor.
Yeah,
I'll go. Yeah,
because it's that competitive nature. Because everybody has.
That's where it's going to get down to is like, if you feel comfortable with your character and the skill base, like I'm not skill based matchmaking, but the concept of the controls of the game, you're going to have that one step that's going to be better than that one person's be like, maybe, or we'll see. Usually when people say we'll see, that means their confidence is they already lost the game. Man, that competitor's edge, man. Dave, if you told me to come up against you, even though I'm trash at the game still right now, I'm still going to go at you because then I'm going to learn from it. And two,
exactly.
I'm going to learn just how bad I really am.
Because like I was going to touch base on that because like I've gone up against quite a few people in the clan already. And again, I do not mean to showboat, but I have come out on top quite a few times. But that's
because
the thing.
of what gun? Come on,
we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about
that weapon.
No.
We're not going to talk about it.
No, come on,
weapon, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
I haven't used that weapon in so many matches.
No. Yo.
But what I will say is it does make you a better player because if you play against your clan, everybody's at a different skill set. So regardless of who you are, everyone is at a different skill set. So if you play against all different skill sets, that automatically will make you a better player because you're learning how to combat that skill set. So like, and that's the greatest thing about it, because just going into a PvP match not knowing what the hell you're getting into, sure, that can make you a better player because then you learn again because you're going against different skill matches. But the problem is that you don't know them. They don't know you, and you can't talk to them.
That makes it easier because I
think
that makes it like a much better way of going into the game because if you know the person's skill set, you could underestimate the person. But going in not knowing the person, you got to expect everything. So I guess that's a way where, Dave, I don't know what you're truly capable of. LT, I don't know what you're truly capable of. So that's going to make me prep for everything rather than being like say LT, you're not good with a pistol, but then you pick up a pistol. I'll be like, yeah, he's trash. Okay, now I'm going to come at him. Like knowing what the person's capable of is a lot worse than not knowing because then you're not expecting it. I guess narrow-minded. I guess that would be the
knowing. Good word. Even though you know someone's skill set and what they're good with, knowing the person means that you're in a party with that person.
Yeah.
Being in a party with that person, they can take you into a private match and teach you how to combat something. Whereas if you go into a PvP match, you're going to learn, but it's going to be in a much longer time frame than with someone in a private match. It's going to be a lot more painful and more frustrating. So that, again, with the 30th event, that still doesn't help new players behind a paywall. Because people with Gallahorn, against people without Gallahorn, people might be good with certain guns, but Gallahorn's really freaking good.
Yeah,
it's so automatic. Strong. So, and if you're good at getting heavy, you're already at a disadvantage. Every player's at a disadvantage against Gallahorn because it tracks, and then once it hits, then you have seeking projectiles, which can go to the rest of your team, and he could wipe out 3 or 4 different players. So,
and if you happen to be on a team where y'all all bunched together, that's
then you're done. That's it. So that's the thing is, I wish that they would do less of putting everything behind a paywall, but I understand why. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. So, we talk about these changes in Destiny, but then we can also go into Warzone and how how the changes have kind of
I'm
made.
Just gonna say right off the bat, anybody that is playing Call of Duty,
I'm sorry,
it's trash. Not the person is trash.
Ooh.
Call of Duty is trash right now. I know I'm gonna get.
I literally
for
just
that.
had someone quit across the board.
Ooh.
Someone in my regiment on Call of Duty just messaged in our chat saying that he quits and he deleted the game.
Whew. Ah,
Well, reason being
wasn't me.
is because it's the new map. It's the new map. They brought back making it seem like 1970s, like 80, like the old like World War.
1940s.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
like the
no.
World War weapons, and it's like you took away the M4A1, you took away the GRAW, you took away the CR50 or 56 Max and stuff like that.
No, you didn't.
Took away like
All
they
of
took
the
away-
guns are still in there.
Okay.
Every gun that's ever been in Warzone is still there. And the problem is that everything that they promised is not there. So
I guess it's the map. Everybody's complaining that the map's too small. Like when you look at Verdansk,
I haven't
it
seen
is-
that.
yeah, it is a big map. Like when you land, like when you're in the plane just about to jump out, the map looks small. But when you're on the floor, the map is huge.
Of Verdansk, yeah.
Yeah. Now
But
when you
even
look at
Caldera,
Caldera, I think that's how you pronounce
Yeah.
it, right? Caldera. When you are on the ground and you're at the beach zone, you could literally look left at like a 45-degree angle and see the left side of the map. Go a little bit more, and you can see the other side of the map, right?
which is fine because that can create a faster paced experience, which a lot of people are asking for. But the problem is that they've already nerfed loadouts. You can't get a loadout until after the first one is dropped.
But now imagine you have a 60-round clip, right? 60 rounds could easily wipe out a squad. But now that everybody's so close to each other, you're having to have like LMGs, like 150 rounds, just to be able to take out two guys, turn around from another team that's coming up behind you, and then trying to wipe out those guys while still staying alive on possibly another team coming in on you like in the air. So
I've actually played a little bit of Caldera, and what I can say from my personal experience is the map size is not the problem. The map size is not even close to being the problem. I can deal with the map size.
It definitely makes a more pressured situation, but yes, it is. I can agree with that. It is not. Map's not the problem. I guess it's.
Problem is that they promised a new an engine update. It's supposed to be Vanguard's update, Vanguard's engine, which is an upgraded engine of the Modern Warfare 2019. They didn't even do that. That's not even a thing. Like that's gone.
I can't even talk about this. I don't play it.
Well, you don't play it, but
I
but that's the thing because you're hearing two different sides of everything, which is fine.
As soon as I heard about the update for Call of Duty, like I watch, I'm gonna shout out to a respected, obviously everyone freaking knows him. If you don't know him, I would highly recommend Tim the Tap Man. I watch him all the time. He's a Call of Duty content creator. As soon as I heard him mention the new update, and then I looked into it, I was done playing Call of Duty. I was done. I didn't even give it a chance.
I can't say that I'm not, but
I'm not fully done with Call of Duty. I'm done with the game right now. Like just right now.
Here's what I'll tell you, everybody. I'll tell you the same thing that I told my regiment. If Caldera flops, I would be more inclined to do tournaments on the CDL side, because even though the multiplayer is kind of still trash.
See, multiplayer was the only thing I was good at. Warzone, I was trash.
The problem is I put more time into Warzone than I have in any really Call of Duty multiplayer, and I can say that I'm above average player. But the problem is that when you're combating against cheaters for so long, it kind of wears you out.
That's another reason why I stopped playing Call of Duty.
Ricochet anti-cheat first came out, it wasn't even in the US. It wasn't here. Where was it? It was in South America. It was in the Eastern. It was in the Middle East. It wasn't even here.
If the Call of Duty, like hacking takes away like 70% of the people that want to play Call of Duty and just have fun.
That's it.
What the problem is like when they ban somebody, they just ban that account. They're not banning the IP address. If they ban the IP address, that person cannot even get into Call of Duty anymore. Unless
the
they
only way that they'd be able to do that is if they get a new PC or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. But like the problem is that when you come out with Ricochet anti-cheat for Warzone, something that people have been begging you guys for so long, and you don't even make it into the country where you're based out of.
I mean, that's the automatic
No, we're
lose.
gonna
to me
send it
right
to a
there.
different country,
Like,
man. See how they take it.
See you later.
That's an automatic lose to me.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like what's
it's
going through your
fail.
mind? And I actually found out what the issue is behind the scenes. Everyone's making sexual harassment jokes to all these women and shit. So like they're too busy trying to get some floozy and not even paying attention to their player base. Like that's a massive freaking problem, and nobody is understanding that. And all the people that do are quitting Call of Duty. I haven't logged into. I think I logged into Call of Duty today, and I immediately jumped out. I wasn't feeling. I didn't give a shit. So like, that's the biggest problem with Call of Duty is that once you log in, you're looking at it, and you're like, first match probably 5 cheaters. I'm out. Like I can't even. And I know that I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes down to the gaming. When it comes down to the game aspect. I will say that Caldera, beautiful looking map. It's absolutely amazing.
The map is awesome.
The playability of it sucks. The visibility when it comes down to different players absolutely sucks. The fact that we still have the Modern Warfare 2019 graphics card or engine sucks. Like everything about Caldera sucks. And I hate saying that because I'm a massive Warzone player. I love Warzone. I love the aspect of Warzone, but I don't like the execution of Warzone.
So I got up right now with the statistics of Call of Duty right now. So on average, and this is just in the U.S., on average, before Caldera, there were approximately 100 to almost 200,000 people playing in multiplayer and in Warzone. When Caldera came out, it dropped 70%. That just and most I'm reading the reviews right now. Most of them are saying because the map and that update they said they promised a new engine and a new platform base. I don't know exactly what that is entailing, but a new platform base and a new engine should have been promised. New map, worst map ever. That is, I'm reading one person's view, and then
because everyone
right below. Best
everyone
map,
loves.
Yeah, and then like the next review down below, it says best map, hate that you're so close. So
I can understand all those points,
yes.
But I will still give them the benefit of the doubt. When Caldera dropped, it was a very beautiful map. I'm not going to say it's not, but you want to know how many people on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, how many of them were talking about how they want Rebirth to come back? Because they took Rebirth off for a week.
Shit, man. Oh,
and
sorry,
they're not.
My bad.
No, that's fine. But they were talking about how they want Rebirth back because when Caldera first dropped, they didn't drop it with Rebirth already in it. So they what they basically did was they focused everything in on Caldera, which is fine. That's a great thing to do because at least it gets people into the map and at least gets them to experience it. But once people experience it, they don't want to experience it anymore. They want nothing to do with it.
I like the mechanics of Rebirth. If they could apply some of those mechanics into Caldera when you drop, like say if you have to wait so long to get a loadout, they should at least apply the tactic that if you go down, you can respawn back in if your teammate.
They did that for a little while. They did do.
So it sounds like they just need to update it.
Oh yeah, they need to update the engine. They need to update everything. I mean,
because if they don't, let's just say hypothetically, if they don't, then they're gonna end up potentially run the risk of losing more players.
Well, yeah, and plus with all their
not hackers, but good players, the hackers will still be there.
Oh yeah, the hackers will always be there. But you take the issues that are already in the game, and then you put that with all of the issues behind the game, within Activision, you're losing more players than you're gaining. And you kind of have to ask the question, what's going to happen? What's going to happen if nothing gets better? Is it going to die? Call of Duty has never been thought of to even die. So could it die?
It's a possibility.
It's going to keep dying slowly because of hackers. So if that's
hackers
one thing,
will always be there.
Yeah, if they can take care of at least slightly that problem, then I could see it going a little bit up. But what's going to be the biggest thing is, I guess, listen to the people that play. Like if they were to actually listen to reviews, like the people that make Call of Duty, like the softwares, the engines, the sending up updates, if they were to listen to everybody and get like a huge whole view on, like, say if 50,000 people are complaining about like a certain weapon, but then only like a couple of them are saying it's good, listen to those 50 people, update it, and then go with that. Same, I'm not just talking about just for weapons too. Like I'm talking like the graphics. If something's wrong with the graphics, something's wrong with how the gulag works. Freaking hate the gulag, by the way.
Don't just wait a couple of months until a new season comes out just to drop a new update that will break the game anyway. So it's like it's just one of those things where
the game's already like what 150 gigabytes. You might as well.
Yeah.
What's 30
no
more
kidding.
gonna hurt?
Yeah, right. Because like that added 80 more onto my shit, and now I'm done. You know, I gotta
when I was
focus on my
Destiny
my
today, and it was like 87. I'm like, this is pretty low.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Call of Duty, it's like 110. I'm like, yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of those things that they really have to focus on, and before they even focus on the game, they need to fix their internal issues. That's been my issue with them from the start. Because like the game stuff, I can whatever, you know, it is what it is. But like, because all games, no matter what game it is, when an update comes up, shit's gonna break. That's just how it's gonna do.
Hey, you know, I know what happens too when the people like rage quit. I guarantee you, when they rage quit, they're gonna want to do their chores because they're gonna be so mad.
Yeah, that they're just
gonna go and just they're gonna go up to their parents if they're still living at home, or they're gonna go in the kitchen and want to start making stuff. But if they see that, you know, their dishes need to be done, they're gonna be like, crap. And then that's gonna lead to what about the people that are in college right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you imagine
they're supposed to be doing homework.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So what about the gamers that are not in college? Okay. So the gamers that are in college, can you imagine going past a dorm and then you rage quit and then you get like an F on a test because you're so mad because all you're thinking about when you're filling out those little dots is how you could have swept that team of 3 and then maybe dealt with a hacker in the background that's just picking you off? They're going to be like, A, B, crap.
Just going to mark C for all of them because I don't want to do it.
Right. I'm so mad I can't concentrate. I know all the answers, but hey, C is the logical choice for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, hey, anybody that's been through any type of school, if you just choose C, you'll most likely get some of them right.
Right? Like, look, you make it look and come out with 50%.
Yeah. At least you get a D.
50% chance. True or false is even better. You got whether it's good or not.
True. If you think it's true, just write true. There's a 50-50 shot that you're right. So just mark it down.
This will come up to the discussion on when you're in college, right? I've never been to an actual dorm. I just went to a community college. To just get a degree. Obviously, I was getting a degree in a different field other than gaming, but there's really is there even a degree in gaming?
There's degrees that are centered around gaming, but not like gaming of the sort. Because like you can do programming, you can do code, you can do pretty much anything that involves computers and maybe even goes into that kind of a situation.
Like software
there's nothing like software development, but there's nothing that you can just specifically choose about gaming. And you know, Elon Musk was right. I'm gonna say it right now. Elon Musk is right. College, useless.
So like say for instance, I'll reference Tim the Tatman again. He has no degree.
None.
He has no degree, and he's been streaming. I think he's coming up on his 9 years. 9 years. Okay, so a PhD. We'll just put this: a person with a PhD degree, getting like we'll say a doctor, right? Getting a doctor's degree requires 10 years. You're coming out of college.
Minimum of 10 years.
Yeah, you're coming out of college. You've got all that debt, and then also then you got to look for a job that may not even pay as much. Like say you get a doctor and you're making $1 million a year. We'll just say that you're making $1 million a year. Tim has been streaming for 9 years, and I know I don't want to reference this, but he's making more than $1 million a year.
But I mean, I will be fair,
and he has no college debt, and he didn't even have to go to school.
But you also have to understand that he does do a lot other stuff than just stream.
Yeah.
So like he does get income from other places, but here's the thing. Elon Musk said that college is useless because you can pretty much look up anything on the internet and learn. Because what do you go to college for? What do you go to college for? A piece of paper.
Say you're going to college to be a first responder. Okay, this is no bashing of first responders, cops, nurses, EMTs. If you wanted to learn how to do CPR,
just look it up.
Literally, just go onto YouTube. If you are a visual learner, go onto YouTube, type in how to do CPR. Guarantee you're going to get 1,000 videos, and you didn't even have to pay a single dime for that, except for
you want to know what's crazy to me? So, I work on cars. That's what I do as a profession. Do you want to know what's crazy to me? Shops out there require you to have at least an associate's degree in auto mechanics.
And also certifying yourself.
Why?
I think it's ASE, like automotive service engineer or something like that. Or like they want to certify you as a master technician. And that takes
it's just that the piece of paper behind your name, basically literally the piece of paper behind your name, it's supposed to guarantee, you know what I'm saying, your success.
Right.
Great.
And Elon did reference, he's like, college is pretty much to indicate, I believe this is word for word, indicate that you can do your chores and for fun. Because like, what do you do when you're at college? What do you all hear all the time when someone is in college? Partying. That's the fun side. You don't hear them talking about how good they just did on a test, how good they just did on an exam. You hear about them freaking doing keg stands. So on the
college, hear about that crazy party I went in college.
Okay? We're not gonna talk about my days at Wilberforce University. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Okay,
but that's the thing, is that like you can literally look up anything with mechanics. You want to rebuild an engine?
So what's your
look it up opinion? On YouTube?
What's
it's
your
there.
Opinion on this? Say someone just wants to get an associate's degree in marketing. Well, I'm gonna pick a random degree, and then someone wants to also stream. Associates is 2 years. Someone streams for 2 years. Who do you think is going to have the better success if a channel is taking off or if they're doing good in school?
Now, what I will say, when you get out of college, you are not guaranteed a job. Now you are guaranteed for people to look at you.
Yeah,
a lot
closer. Like that is something that is guaranteed, but they're not guaranteed to hire you. And that same guarantee is streaming.
Yeah, because streaming, like we could be right now, and for anyone that's watching right now, it's generous that when you guys donate, it's obviously generous. It's never expected, but that is the same concept as when you do get out of college. You could even have a master's degree, and they might hire someone with an associate's because they might have something that's more interesting. Same thing with streaming is like, guys, we could take off like the Twitch channel. Guys, you can make this channel take off, or you can make it not. It's not guaranteed.
Right. Nothing is guaranteed in the streaming world, which is a scary thing for people because
nothing is guaranteed in life. Period.
Because I have a full-time job, right? All of us have a full-time job. So if we take this full-time job, we all quit, and then we all do streaming. Okay.
We're also going to be living.
We're
not
guaranteed to make our money. The good thing with full-time jobs is that you are guaranteed a paycheck. If you work those hours, you are guaranteed a paycheck on the specific date.
I gotta interject. You said like I hate the aspect of working is you are profiting someone else's business.
Yep.
So like Dave, say Dave, you have like say you own a mechanic shop, right? And then you hire me. When I clock in at 8 o'clock in the morning and I clock out at 6
I
o'clock
expect
at
you to
night,
make me money.
I'm making you money. When you are streaming, you are
I
your
make
own,
me money.
Yes, you are your own boss. And I think
But
that is the reason
I can turn that around and say that I expect people to donate to give me money, because
right.
in retrospect, regardless on if it's appreciated or not, and I'm going to say this right now, we're probably going to be on this for a little while, so just bear with us.
Hey,
But
this channel's about gaming, right? And so we got to hit this topic.
it may be appreciated and it's not guaranteed, and I'm never going to tell someone to give me money.
Not even close.
But I do expect it, because I need to make a living off of this. If I'm doing this full time,
do text to speech, it's $5.
But if you are expecting to make a living off of this, you have to expect it. Never voice that expectation.
And that's the thing too, is like, say someone has a full-time job. We'll use the mechanic reference. You work Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and you have school. Someone doing 8 to 6 job and school is probably not going to be as beneficial as someone literally making it on a stream, because they can make their own hours once they've like taken off, right? So like, say a channel is like, it's in that.
Let's say you make YouTube partner, and
say you're in that growing. You've made it to that stage where you're not famous, you're not big time, but you're growing. You get like maybe.
But you're making enough off of streaming to
Yes.
to be able to pay your bills and stuff
They can
like
clock
that.
in whenever. They can
do it whenever you want.
And the best part about it,
you're your own boss.
Yeah, that is the best part about it. So if I were to say, like, if I could quit my job right now, my full-time job, and have enough supply, or I should say supplies, we'll say supplies, to take off the channel, I would rather put 12 hours in a stream than 12 hours to profit someone else.
There you go.
Because if you look at it this way, I can also play devil's advocate with that, is that I used to love working on cars. That used to be my obsession for a hobby. And even all through high school, I always wanted to be a mechanic. Now that I am, I hate it. So like that's the devil's advocate of streaming and gaming, is that if you love the game and that's your hobby, don't do it as a day job.
You want to know the best part about being a gamer? You don't need a vehicle. You just need
because you're at home all day.
But a monitor and yourself.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you need food and sunlight.
Yeah, I mean,
you
do need to see the grass every once in a while, unless you live in the Midwest and see the snow. But
to reference what Elon was talking about, is to be a gamer, you don't need a degree. I don't need to go in debt to stream.
That's the biggest thing about college right there.
I don't need to do tests every week. I don't need to do any of that school chores, as what he calls it.
Right.
And I can still have fun. Obviously, I'm not a drinker. I'm not going to be going out and drinking and stuff like that. But my version of fun is the streaming. I don't need to go to
interacting with people.
Yeah. Like I could like, for instance, chat. This is towards you guys too. I would love to have 5 people come into the chat every time I stream and chat with me. That would be awesome. That would be better than literally clocking in at work and having to talk to people, and then just knowing the fact that you're kind of like a slave to the job. Yeah. If that makes sense. I don't know how to reference that.
No, this is what you are.
Yeah, you like, especially when people on salaries. They give you a money, and then they're like, all right, we're going to give you this. Now I'm going to make you work as many hours as I want you to. With streaming, you don't need a degree. You don't need to clock in. You make your own hours. Obviously, the more you stream, the more potential you're going to get. And it's, I don't know how you guys want to word that. If you guys want to base off of that, is
when it comes down to streaming, it's kind of a crapshoot. It really is.
In the beginning.
In the beginning, and even at the end. Because someone who is massive, big time, can say one wrong word, and it's there forever. It's on the internet.
That with Ninja, he made a point, and it's not sexist, Okay, so
I know exactly what you're talking about when he called his wife my woman. My woman is making me a sandwich.
He never wanted to stream with another female due to the fact that all it takes nowadays is for a woman just to yell one word, and I don't want to say it because obviously, this is a family-friendly channel, to yell just one word, and Ninja would have been done. Now, say, for instance, it's all three of us guys. I could call you guys as many names as possible, and you guys could just call me back that many names.
But the problem is that, but here's the thing, is we can go about our day. If Ninja were to play with a woman and that were to be said, they could go about their day too. Ninja makes millions of dollars not just on streaming, but on everything else that he does. He's literally one of the top earners in the world for streaming. So like he'll be fine. But
by the way, if you guys don't know who Ninja is, just check in Fortnite.
Just I don't know, go outside for a second. But like the thing is that like the reason why I say that streaming is a crapshoot, and I will tell anybody that wants to stream, do it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Because I'm telling you that when you're streaming and you have someone in your chat that's conversating with you and you guys have
that is the greatest feeling ever.
It's
the greatest feeling.
Yeah, when you have someone who you can connect with, especially on whatever game you're doing, or if you connect on a movie or something like that, it's the greatest feeling in the world because you feel like you made a friend. And I can go out to work right now and work for 10 hours and not feeling any satisfaction of other than making money. So I absolutely hate going to work, but the problem is that
with that whole college aspect, and that's a perfect reference right there, is making friends. Now imagine, say I got a good community member here. Ben, I'm going to reference you. Ben is a very good community member towards the Mighty Community, which is the Twitch channel. If I were to see that that's the best part, is if you make friends on channels like this, like the streaming. So any of you guys that are watching off of the YouTube channel for the Next Gen podcast or the Twitch channel off the Mighty Community, if you see that person or that person recognizes you, that's even greater feeling. Be like, they come up to you and be like, "Hey, aren't you him?" You can be like, "Oh my God, bro!" I would bawl my eyes out.
You're pretty much, when it comes to streaming, like in the gaming community, you're like an actor.
Yeah.
Or an actress. Or you're famous to them because they never thought in a million years that they'd ever walk by you on the street.
And now check this out. So say you're in college, right? And you get to become good friends with your professor. We'll just say that. Friends with your professor. Once you're done with college, you're never going to see that person again. Ever.
Not unless you go to that college and take time out of your day.
When you stream, you can
literally
see that person on your deathbed. like that person, like say for instance, if Nick Merckx, okay, Nick Merckx, he's a very respected. If he were to be on his deathbed right now, there would be people lining up out of the hospital just to say that they said the last word. That is an impact on what streaming can do. When you go to college, you are only impacting your life in debt and to get a degree. When you are streaming, you're impacting your life to make a change to other people, to inspire them that if they want to follow their dreams, you work. As long as you put in the work, and it doesn't have to be a lot of work. As long as you put in the work, you're going to get somewhere. Just like what we're doing right now, right? We're talking about gaming. We're talking about technology. We're inspiring people to where if you guys ever do want to stream, we're here. We'll let you know the ins and outs, the pros and cons. These guys can let you know. Like, for instance, when I made the decision to go on to Destiny, I was like, screw Destiny. Like, that was my first concept. Dave, obviously, you got me. You showed me the ins and outs, and that is the same inspiration as what streaming can do compared to college. And that is where Elon Musk, and I'm going to reference it, Elon Musk, where he said it was just chores and to have fun. I would rather not do chores, play games, and have fun. That's my thing. If I wanted to reference chores, it's games.
Here's the thing. When it comes down to streaming, I haven't streamed on my personal channel in months. That's just I got a lot of stuff going on. So like, and the same thing with LT. Yeah. So like,
hold on.
Even
I've streamed, bro. Don't put me on. I've streamed last week.
Stream, but the problem is that you do work a lot of hours. So like, you're not able to stream as much as you want. Mighty, you're doing some upgrades, so like you can't stream.
By the way, Chad, I did miss you guys.
Like
truly.
But, the thing is with streaming is that Elon is right. And when it comes down to it, college is a crapshoot. You know how many people ask me if I've been to college at being 25? So many people.
Dude,
so
I'm
many
28.
people are.
I'll be 28 in March, and people are like, "Did you go to college?" And I'm like, "What for?"
Wow.
And they're
Must
like,
be nice
like,
still
like
being
the-
in your 20s.
"They'll ask me like to better your life," and I'm like, "How is college gonna better my life? It's gonna put me at a point where I have to feel like I have to do something rather than I want to do something. Like I want to stream. I want to stream for everybody. I want to be able to make an impact. I want to be able to have that reputation where if you see me out in public, you smile. You want to get an autograph. You want to take a picture with me. You ain't gonna get that in college. And
here's the thing.
I don't want to go to school.
When
There's the reason why everybody hates school. They want to get away from it because it's a chore.
When it comes down to it, it's not even for the fame for me. Like I don't give a shit about fame. I don't give a shit really about anything when it comes down to like walking down the street, if somebody recognizes you and say, "Hey, good shit, can I get your autograph or can I get a picture with you?" Yeah, it's a really great feeling, but I really don't give a shit about it. Like and I know that's tough love, but I'm telling you, I really don't care about fame.
If they asked for my autograph and then I saw that autograph in a museum, Prime.
That'd be cool. I'm not saying that that it wouldn't be cool, and I'm not gonna say that it's not a really cool experience. But what I'm saying is, I don't give a shit about fame.
That's what I'm saying. Like we doing this because
we do it because we want to.
That's it.
And just like Mighty said, I don't want to go to college. Why the hell would I want to go to college? I didn't even want to go to high school.
Chores and fun. Yeah, you might learn something, but YouTube is there for a reason.
I didn't give a shit in high school. What makes you think that I'm gonna give a shit in college? And like,
I mean, you supposed to care while you there at least.
In high school, it's free.
No, free for us, not for our parents.
Sure,
but there's a reason why our parents are passively aggressively getting back at us.
It was free for us. Like, why the hell? Why wouldn't I? Why would I give a shit? And like maybe that can be play another devil's advocate is, since you're paying for college, you're gonna try. But what are you doing in college? What's the point? Because Elon even said you can do research on whatever topic you want and you can learn. The thing about gaming is that when you play a video game, you learn about that video game. Yep. You want to learn more.
I'll tell you what, college, like if you go to a community college, when I went to a community college to study criminal justice, I had to pay $1,500. When you want to learn to play a video game, $60. Unless you're like these guys that freaking drop $160 because they want to modify their cosmetics.
I went to college too, okay?
I gotta give you guys crap.
You want to know why I didn't go to college? I wanted to be a cop coming out of high school. I wanted to be a cop. Like that was my main. Man. Like I wanted to be a cop. I went to the college here in the state that they teach criminal justice in. You want to know how much you got to pay for that? $25,000 for 2 years.
Yep.
No.
You want to know what I could do with $25,000 as a streamer? I could take off an entire year and stream 14 hours a day for you guys.
I could rebuild my PC for $25,000 and have money left over
and have some change.
Like $25,000. For some people maybe it's not that big of a deal, but for me, $25,000. That's $25,000. You know the phrase $20 is $20? $25,000 is $25,000. Yeah. So if I have a chance to not spend $25,000 and still make money, I'm gonna do it. And the problem is jobs require college. How are you going to expect some 18-year-old kid to go to college for 4 years? And here's the running joke. Here's the running joke across multiple jobs.
Oh God.
You have to be 18 years old but have 10 years experience.
Yes.
That's the problem with jobs.
You want to know what you do at 18 years old with 10?
For you though, you can actually have all the experience in the world. You can be better than the person with the degree, and you will still not get.
You're not going to get. Yeah, you're not even
going to have
a
degree
because you don't have that piece of paper that tells you that.
Yeah,
that's it. You have everything else that is required.
You have the knowledge.
And I'm saying, and then so they get to that part. Well, where did you go to school? Well, I took a year here. I did a couple of, I got a couple of credits here.
Well, you see, I looked on YouTube and I learned everything from there. Oh, well, you didn't go to college? No, I didn't.
I'll tell you guys, chat, if you ever want to become a streamer, all right, if I inspire you, if these guys inspire you, or down the road, you just have always been wanting to play video games for a life, you got to find why are you doing it? Like when I stream for you guys, I when I went into college, I should say this. When I went into college, I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't really know what the idea of becoming a cop was awesome. The idea of becoming it. But to get there, it's so much more work.
And I think that's the same for all three of us.
Yeah, streaming. You want to know what you guys do? You want to know how easy it is to stream? Turn on the power, click go live, and chat.
You're done. Now here,
and then just wait for you guys to come in the chat.
This is going to be dangerous. I'm going to live on the edge when I say this. You want to know what the main problem is? It's not jobs. It's not even college. It's the parents.
I give you that one.
It's the freaking parents.
I give you
that one. I hope you're not in the chat.
Right.
You want to know what the problem is? Is that so many parents tell their kids that streaming video games is stupid. You're never going to make it.
And I got to interrupt that. You don't know what
damages your brain.
When only damages if you rage quit.
In fact, people who play video games have a better depth perception.
Yeah,
they have better problem-solving skills.
We got better eye coordination. Okay.
All right, here, chat. Hold on, 1 sec. Let me do this. All right, you see this? See this chat right here? This right here. To parents, this is useless. Okay. There we go. You want to know what this does? You want to know what this does? When you are clicking buttons and you're not looking down, that is memory. That is muscle memory. So one, you're training your mind to remember what the buttons are. Instead of going like this, oh, wait, what button is that? And then you die, right? You can, it trains you what the buttons hand-to-eye coordination, which in some case, some of these people that even drive out on the road when they're steering a freaking car need to play video games. They need to play GTA 5 with a race simulator, all right? Play Forza.
Play some Forza.
Yes,
play something because you can't drive for shit.
In goddamn first mode with an actual steering wheel, people.
Okay, so like think of it this way: if a gamer can remember these buttons, I guarantee you every gamer knows how to turn on a blinker in their car. When you swap lanes and you know how to do a blinker, now the people that don't turn on their blinker, I guarantee you
are looking down at their controller.
Yeah. Or they don't play video games because they think they're stupid.
Now, I'm gonna go back to that point. I think it's the parents' fault. I think it's the parents' fault. All right? And I'm not saying that it's like this for every parent.
Except for hackers. Get away from that.
But I'm not saying that it's every parent's fault. But what I'm saying is that the parents that tell you that your dreams aren't shit, because if you want to be a musician and you want to make money doing music, do it.
Did you know, hey, you can still stream music too, by the way. You can get rights out there so you don't get DMC copyrighted. Because if you're making your own music, you can't get DMCA'd.
That's actually false on Twitch. Anyway, so if you
want to do it. Like
exactly.
The hell with somebody telling you what you can and cannot do it. Like
listen to Shia LaBeouf. Make your dreams come true.
Like we are guys who, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I know in my case, I put a lot of my own dreams on the back burners because I had somebody saying, hey, it's stupid, it's dumb, you can't do it. Like, for example,
it's not going to amount to shit. You're not going to make money doing it.
You're not going to be able to do it. I wanted to be a game. I actually wanted to be a game designer. And I literally had individuals tell me, you are not good enough to do it.
If it helps, man, when you design a game, if you happen to come out with your own game, I'll be the first one on it.
Man.
Because that's
as long as it's not Caldera and Call of Duty, we'll be all right.
Because like,
Don't
if
copy
you want to
them.
be a musician, if you want to do something with art, if you want to be a gamer, if you want to do anything like that, the problem is that millennials got shit on. Millennials got shit on because we came from the older generation
Millennial time
who,
frame 1981 to 1996.
because like the thing is that when like the people that are millennials, we came from the older generations,
We did.
right? So they're all the blue collar crowd. They all had to do factory work, and they and I can understand with their mindset, yeah. But why the hell are you telling your kid that what they want to do won't amount to shit? Encourage them.
Because they
So
were
when
still
did
in that
games?
mindset. They were in that mindset of how it was for them as kids growing up.
Yes. So like
Yes,
they had to
And
grow
that's
up
just
and
that's
this.
just what it was.
which is going to play into the topic. Like that's what I'm kind of getting at is that when you're a little kid, you want to be a firefighter, a police officer, a nurse. You want to do all this stuff, but as you grow older, you're starting to understand what your abilities are and what your interests are. Mine was music. I freaking love music. I I play five. I'm learning 5 different instruments and I sing. Like I'm telling you, like this is like that is my passion. Next to gaming, of course, I'm here. But like, when you tell a kid that his passions and his dreams won't amount to shit, what is the next thing that they're gonna do as they grow older?
One,
They're
they're
gonna
going to
try and
neglect
find a
anybody,
profession.
or they're going. They're going to take if they. This is not bashing anybody, but if you have a soft heart, it's going to wreck somebody because that soft heart also means they have feelings. So
And
when it comes
that's another
to
problem that they don't like. They don't like feelings because if you feel, then you're weak. And that's also a massive issue, and I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, right.
But
No,
like the
get
thing
to that
is
topic.
that like
extreme,
like you're going to look for a profession that requires you to go to college because then in
because
their
you
eyes
feel like you
they
have to.
believe that their parents are going to think that they're successful because you're a doctor or you're a cop or you're
but if you
doing
think
whatever
about it though,
profession that you go to college for.
if they're going to college because their parents pretty much force them, or they have to because that's tradition. But yet, like say for instance, like if my mom came up to me right now and's like, "You have to go to college. That's the way I was raised. That's the way you're gonna get raised." Like I'm gonna be a parent type of way.
No.
If you're in college and you're not wanting to be there, you already failed.
Yep. Case
So
in
that's the
point.
difference between like streaming and gaming is if you have the mindset. Obviously, if you have the mindset, you can do anything. Literally, that's another topic, whole another stream to talk about. But if you have the mindset, you literally can do everything except for fly.
I mean,
Right.
anything that is humanly possible. Yeah.
So I was telling my mom, she's like, "What do you want to do after that?" And I joined the military. I joined the military out of high school,
Yep.
but in general, there was a one point in time when I was like 15, 16 years old. I told my mom, I want to play games. And I'm like, I'm not going to make money right away. It's a
But I will.
thing.
But I hope to. And I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest fear, is that when a parent hears, I hope so, then they're thinking, no. The same thing with music. The same thing with any art. Is that the same thing with multiple people. Is that like, I'm not going to name names, but I know someone who wanted to do photography, and their parents told them you're not going to amount to shit.
So when it comes to a reality check, right? When it comes to gaming and reality, a lot of people will bash gaming because it's not reality. But imagine if you could make gaming a reality, aka VR, right? Virtual reality. There is a reason why they named it virtual reality. If anyone has ever seen the movie Ready Player One,
Great
gaming,
movie.
reality.
Or like Gamer.
Yes,
That's
Gamer.
another one.
That is even worse. Not worse. It was an awesome movie.
There was one
controlling
that
someone's
came out
body?
recently. Oh, like Free Guy.
Yeah, I have yet to see that, but I see it all over Facebook with TikTok of the big muscular version of Ryan Reynolds just kicking the crap out.
I actually have to watch that movie.
Here's the thing about virtual reality.
I've yet to see that.
We have touched base on virtual reality before because Mark Zuckerberg had come out and said that he is making his own virtual reality glasses, and they are actually glasses, but they have a virtual reality aspect to them. So and
So we're
he
like, if you
kind of
look up at the sky,
showcased,
instead of seeing a blue sky, you might see a dragon fly right past.
which I mean, from what I understand, because he did kind of showcase it a little bit, and we're probably not going to show it on stream just because it may be DMCA, which I don't want to deal with.
Yeah, there's some things we cannot show, but understand it.
But like, I think virtual reality is kind of cool, but it kind of, again, it goes into comes to an issue, and I do kind of feel like virtual reality could ruin America and the world as we know it, because if gaming comes to a virtual reality aspect, I feel like it could be the downfall of the world.
I could actually say that I agree with that, because if they focus like say if you put on a virtual reality headset and you sit back in your chair, or you walk on whatever thing they have you walk on to stay in put, but you're really walking in virtual reality, it could take you away from your family. LT, you and me both have kids. Dave, you got a fiance, it could take you away from your loved ones. And
no, not really.
You know what I mean? Because imagine if I put on VR and I'm in a world where I created it, I don't want to get out of it. I don't want to move. I don't want to take it off, because as soon as I know I take it off, I'm back to that
to the reality,
to the everyday,
to the real reality. And that's where I was saying, it could take you away from those things if you're not if you don't pay attention.
Mark Zuckerberg had touched base on his concept of virtual reality and the glasses that he plans on coming out with, because he said that you would be able to talk to your grandma through them. Like you could kind of do a Zoom call, but through virtual reality.
All right.
And which is really cool, but what happens when you
So instead of doing a Zoom call, imagine meeting your grandma in a virtual reality with your avatar and just walking up to her and you see her face, though instead of her avatar face, you see her face. It's like the camera is her face.
But like you said, but then that goes back into the conversation that we had before about that. What's to stop people from confusing the virtual reality with the actual reality?
Which has been proven. Anybody who has an Oculus,
those people sorry, my bad, Deb.
Well, anybody that has an Oculus, anybody that had the VR set for PlayStation, I can't remember what it's called, but you look at people who have done that. And this is proven, if you stay in virtual reality for too long, it's going to basically do what any hard psychedelic drug does to you. It basically is a drug, but in a virtual sense. So basically what it'll do is once you take it off, your head will not be able to distinguish reality from virtual. And that is a massive issue. So if they make it more mainstream and say that, oh yeah, I can talk to grandma through these, well then what the hell is the point of going to grandma's house? What the hell is the point of going to anywhere when you can just sit on your couch and do it? And then with these glasses, you can watch TV through them. You can do all this shit.
I think virtual reality would be good for military members that are deployed. I think that would be I think that's the main concept, is if they can only see through Zoom or hear them on the phone, I think actually seeing a full body, obviously not in that aspect, clothed and everything. If a military soldier could put on, or say if you're traveling with a business travel, right, and you just want to see your wife, you want to see your husband, you want to see your kids. If they show up in your virtual reality world and your son has or daughter has a cool avatar and he's just hey dad, check this out, and you're seeing his full body apparition, I think that is the only thing that virtual reality would help out with. Is
maybe, but I still have a problem with it.
True.
Because virtual reality is kind of an issue now. What's going to happen when it becomes mainstream?
People what happens competitions out of it, and they might actually turn it into the gamer. Remember that the military one where
which is really cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a really cool concept, and I would be down to kind of see what that's like. But like gaming as we know it right now, I play on a PC. So like I have a controller in my hand. I can
Right.
look around and see the world around me, the reality of the world. But when I look at the screen, I am that player, right? Well, when you're in virtual reality, that's basically what it is. It's your
You're in the
reality,
game.
but
You're
it's
pretty much, in a
virtual.
sense, you're in the game.
You are in the game. What happens when somebody doesn't want to take it off?
Then we have a Sword Art Online moment.
I think people would probably set in like safety regulations where they might have like a timer up in the top part.
Oh,
of the
they don't
thing.
give a shit.
The timer would be like, all right, it's been 2 hours. Wife wants you off. Take a shower.
Our cars say that now, like, hey,
Feel some grass.
Cut
But
the
we don't
grass.
listen to it.
No, that's another chore. Don't do that. Just get some.
Like touch the grass,
Alexa to cut it.
smell some fresh air, hear
Right.
the birds.
Alexa, go cut my grass.
You're right.
I
But
think if virtual reality came out, there should be certain regulations that go on it. Some people might hate it, some people will understand, and some people will love it.
you could be like China.
Yeah.
And
if I
make
put
you
on-
only play. I think they were saying you can only play 3 hours a week.
And 3 hours inside a virtual reality world is actually longer than what most people think. Like you gotta imagine if you're on a treadmill, like say if the virtual reality hooks up to a treadmill in order for you to walk in the virtual reality game.
3 hours is nothing when you're playing Destiny. I can tell you that much.
Man, yeah, 3 hours.
You do one game and it's already an hour and a half.
Yeah, right.
3 hours will fly by. You be like, damn it.
Play one game of Warzone, hour goes by. You're like, damn, where'd the time go? Next thing you know, my fiance's coming home and it's 9:30.
See, now that would reference to where like they should probably put a timer in there or like a thing saying like saying like, you know, take an hour break or something like that or relieve yourself, and then you
here's
can
how they
pop
can
up.
get around that, because it's the same thing with TVs. So if you look at a TV, they have sleep timers, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Most of them have sleep timers. So you set it for an hour and then it'll shut off. Okay. That's how they get around with
I would probably hate though. Imagine if you're like in a fight, right? Like say you're playing Street Fighter, but you're in the game and you're just like popping off, right? And then all of a sudden your sleep timer just
it's like, oh, shit.
That's rage quitting.
But what I'm saying is that that would be their way about that. Is
but then
that's their out.
Playing
is
your
that
games around the timer. So
not even that. It's an on-off switch. So if they wanted to do that, they can just turn it on. But if they're not able to do that, or if they don't want to do that, then what's stopping them? The problem is that especially with Mark Zuckerberg, they like money. They like the green. They're not going to give a shit. You know how many people have died because of the Oculus? You know how many people have died just from virtual reality in and of itself?
Now you imagine
thousands.
Imagine gaming softwares like that in companies that make virtual reality where you have to pay per hour. That could be a way where people then, like streamers, for instance, imagine if you create a platform then,
nobody
like
would use
almost like servers. Like when you go on a server, right? Each time you go into Call of Duty Warzone, you're on a server. Each time you go into Destiny, you're on a server. Apex, you're on a server. Where you create a server for people to go on and they pay you for it. Now that is a business aspect, but it's not always good.
So I'm telling you, nobody would use it.
Yeah. So in a way where if Mark or something like that and people like that for platforms, if they do that, no one would probably do virtual reality because they don't want to pay for it. They want free, they want adventure, they want gratification, instant gratification. And
when you buy a game, you pay $60 for it. You can play it however long you want. When you buy an Oculus, you buy whatever game is on it. You can play it however long you want. But and that's the thing. Like I was going on my point. People have died with virtual reality. People have gone crazy. Like the whole psychosis.
Well, if you're playing a
freaking
freaking zombie game and all of a sudden you turn around and you're in your virtual reality and you see some freaking demon in front of your face, they freak out and yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like an acid trip. For people that have gone that were in virtual reality for too long, it's an acid trip. Because it's just like people who see ghosts. Some like when you're laying in bed at night and you think you see something going across your doorway, but
Paranoia.
nothing's there. That's exactly what it'd be like. Like it's like a massive acid trip. I'm not saying that ghosts aren't real and that maybe we might be doing something about that. But like what I'm saying is that like if you're on acid, you at least come off of that acid trip. Unless you do enough acid, then you're kind of just stuck there. But that's the same thing with virtual reality. Is that if you have virtual reality on for too long, it is very possible.
Plus, you can get. I mean, I would say virtual reality. There's a good aspect to it, and you can create your own world and get escape from reality, like real reality. But then there's a downside where it can make you literally completely get away from reality and not take care of yourself.
That's the biggest issue. Is a lot of people
you can't play virtual reality if your heart's failing because you're not getting enough nutrients, you're not working or something like that.
If you miss breakfast or you miss supper, and then next thing you know, it becomes a month-long or a year-long thing. Like that's the thing is when you're dealing with virtual reality, I don't mean to put it like this, but you're testing yourself and maybe even testing your life, because it is a massive gamble, and then you also have to think about, could you develop mental instability, and could you develop long-term effects?
Hey Swords, what's up? Welcome to the chat.
Long-term effects to stuff like this.
So I would say referencing all. Oh, my bad, LT.
No, you good. You good. I mean, it's just one of those things where it is, hopefully the day, as they like you said, like they've had all these virtual reality devices, and of course as time progresses, they should be progressing, with the safety features in these devices.
Completely agreed. Like I would say, if virtual reality is going to come out, you are completely like they're definitely going to put, just like when you buy a car, when you buy a grill or something like that, there's safety regulations for a reason. So when you buy a virtual reality, there is obviously going to be set rules, and if you don't follow those, that's when problems are going to happen.
That's on you.
So it's on you. That's what I was saying. Like, when you go to some pools and they say swim at your own risk, no lifeguard on duty. Mm-hmm. That's not for someone to push somebody into the water. That's just literally someone saying, hey, if I go into the water, I'm risking possibly drowning. Risking possibly that if something happens to me, I sure hope I have someone that recognizes it. That's the same thing that would go for virtual reality. If you put it on, know the facts that if you put it on for too long of a time, you just got to be aware of what the side effects could be.
And Ronan made a really good point, and it kind of talks about everything that we're talking about. It is tunnel vision, because when you're invested, like if you're invested in a game and you're shooting one guy, right, but you're not seeing the rest of it around you, that's tunnel vision. You're focused. Okay, so what happens when you're focused for too long on one thing? You take that virtual reality off, it's no longer there, but in your mind, it's still there. Because it is a mental and visual perception. I would say with your head.
Wrap up all of this incorporating from virtual reality, Elon Musk saying college is dumb. And then going into gaming and anniversaries and all that stuff in the gaming aspect. Virtual reality is a whole other aspect in itself.
Gaming, we could go on a whole podcast episode with
gaming is an
reality.
Awesome community to be in, because gamers they dedicate themselves. When they lose, they want to keep going, rather than someone losing a football game and then they go home and cry about it. Sometimes, no offense to anybody, they sometimes can quit out of football. When you're in gaming, man, it's a whole nother competitive level. And then when it's Elon Musk, there's really no competition to college. Ooh, I did 100%, but you're not going to get anywhere in 2 years. And then incorporating in gaming, when updates come out, if you are a gamer, speaking from all three of us being gamers, when updates come out and you see the updates and it's going to help out, man, it puts the biggest smile on your face. So I'd say all of this, college sucks. Streaming is an awesome thing to get into. It's not for everybody, but it's an awesome thing to get into to reach out to a community. And gaming has so many perks. So for all you parents out there, this is not bashing you. If your child wants to game,
maybe a little bit.
Let them. Even if it's just for an hour or 2 or 3, let them game. It's going to develop hand-eye coordination. It's going to develop muscle memory, and it's going to get them away from you.
Here's my closing point. Here's going to be my closing point. We talk a lot about gaming because we are a gaming podcast, and we talk a lot about virtual reality and everything that's going on in the gaming world. But I think the main point that we should really focus on is just doing your well for yourself. Gaming takes a lot out of people, and I can confidently say that all three of us we've stayed up a few hours, and when we probably should have went to bed, we've missed supper.
One more game, man, and then one game turns into 3
few hours.
Exactly. Now, what I will say is that we've all missed supper. We've all have taken away from
date
hours
nights
of
and everything else.
We've taken out of that, and maybe that's just because we are trying to make it in this kind of community, in this kind of job. But when it comes down to your own personal health, that is the main important thing, and that kind of does feed into the VR stuff. That does feed into the Elon Musk stuff, because I don't believe that college is right for myself, and I don't believe that college is right for really anybody, because again, you can learn anything that you want off of the internet. That's all there. You don't have to go to college for that. But the main thing
is the hands-on stuff.
Sure, but you can still learn that by yourself. But the thing is that when it comes down to your own personal health and making sure that everything is good for you, one game may be all you think that you're going to do, but that one game could screw up your entire sleep schedule. So
that one game can change your life by winning $100,000.
Sure.
You never know.
But what I'm saying
and then it'd be worth
just
staying up those 2 extra 3 hours.
What I will say is just focus on your own personal health. If you want to do this as a job, I can confidently again say we will support you. And I'm sure there are a lot of people in your life that will support you as well. Fuck what your parents say. You want to make your dreams come true? Work at it. Work hard at what you want to do. Just don't lose perception of what's important, and that is you, that is yourself, that is your health. So that's my closing point.
And just to kind of piggyback just for the first closing remarks and everything, like Renata said, the biggest thing is the hell with what somebody else says that you can and cannot do.
Right.
If you believe it deep down inside that you can accomplish it,
do it.
Accomplish it.
Do you want to know the greatest thing about someone hating you? It means you're doing something right. If someone comes up and Dave, and like say if I come up to Dave or I come up to LT, both of them at the same time, be like, you guys are trash.
You get 2 middle fingers from me.
Yeah. No, but like it means you're doing something. If they're talking about you, if anyone is talking about you in a hateful way, you're doing something right.
Oh yeah.
Take that into consideration and be positive about that. So when someone comes up and is talking trash about you, know in your mind that is literally meaning you are doing something right.
Right. So with guys, that being said, we are the Next Gen Podcast. I'm Redacted. That is LT. I don't know where the hell I'm pointing at this point. Yeah, and then down below me is Mighty G.
Mighty G. And for you guys that are watching on the Twitch channel too, remember these guys every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, USA. We will be live here. Obviously, we'll be live off of Twitch. Right now, they are live off of YouTube. If you guys want to get a hold of their YouTube link, !NXG. All right, it'll send you a link.
NXT.
You guys ever seen? I've already seen someone did actually check it out. They're messaging in chat right now saying you guys are awesome, and I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, you just followed the Twitch channel. We will be doing this too. Make sure you check out their YouTube channel. All right. So I'm a co-host. LT's a co-host. We got Redacted over there being the host. We're all together as a team here, and we hope you share down the road, man. We hope we share more gaming technology and inspire you guys, to live
follow
up to
your
those
dreams.
Yeah, follow your dreams, even if it is gaming. You may not make money right away, but I can guarantee you it's going to impact your life better than freaking college. So
There you go.
There you go.
Later, folks.
All right.
From us gamers to you, make your dreams come true, and we will see you in the next podcast.
All right. Later, guys.